Honeybee populations are declining at an alarming rate, jeopardizing our food sustainability. Since 1947, a 60% drop in hives has been observed. The United Nations has referred to the drastic decline of pollinators as a global crisis. Humans are largely to blame for the death of bees, contributing to global warming, the rise of industrial agriculture, and introducing pesticides into our ecosystems. Global warming has resulted in longer winters. This is a downside for bees because they have yet to adjust to longer winters and still emerge when they believe spring has come. So this can be referred to as season creeping and has been by scientists. Season creeping is when bees, they come out into the open and expect to feed on plants and flowers, but they are rudely awakened with a barren winter scene. This results in the death of bees because food sources are extremely limited. The rise of industrial agriculture has also contributed to decimating bee populations by destroying bees' natural habitats. Fields of wildflowers have been replaced with agricultural developments. These agricultural fields have replaced wildflowers with cash crops like corn, cotton, and tobacco, leaving bees with a finite number of plants to feed off of and pollinate. The limited number of plants surrounding colonies limits the nutrients they have available to them. Subsequently, when surrounded by an area largely populated with agricultural crops, the majority of the plants have been sprayed with pesticides, which are sometimes fatal to bees. Farmers use pesticides to protect their plants from infancy up through adulthood, and they do this by coating the seeds with chemicals before they're planted. Pesticides target insects like lotus and other invasive species, which if allowed to feed on their crops, could be detrimental to farmers' profits. Although bees are not the target of pesticides, they suffer the same nonetheless and sometimes result in death. A strange phenomenon called colony collapse disorder has been noticed in the US within the past decade. This occurs when all the worker bees, or the majority of worker bees in a colony, just disappear, abandoning the queen bee and a few immature bees. Since there are no worker bees around the hive, there is no incoming food source, which results in the whole colony eventually just dying off. Causes of colony collapse disorder are uncertain, but pesticides are the probable origin. A recent example of pesticides affecting colonies negatively occurred a few weeks ago in South Carolina when an insecticide targeting Zika-carrying mosquitoes was sprayed. The result of this event was the death of about 3 million bees, which was devastating to local farmers and beekeepers who rely on them for their livelihood and to pollinate their crops. If the careless treatment of bees persists, they may become extinct, causing the loss of billions of dollars in agriculture each year. Bees are responsible for pollinating 70 of the top 100 human food crops. Without bees, produce would be scarce, making our diets pretty bland. If bees did happen to go extinct, we would have to resort to alternative methods of pollination. Such methods have recently been adopted in China. Pesticide usage led to such a significant dent in their bee population that they were left with inadequate numbers to tend to their plants. Manual pollination has since been implemented, which involves humans manually taking pollen from a male plant and making contact with a female plant, which is something bees do for free. Bees are also more efficient in doing this, and as a colony can pollinate about 3 million flowers a day. And they do it for free. At the beginning of manual pollination in China, it was not an issue because cost of labor was low. But since this method has been implemented, labor costs have gone up and fruit yields have been noticeably lower. This is probably because humans are less efficient than bees. How can we prevent manual pollination from becoming a global norm? We must save the bees. And we can do this by maintaining plant diversity, regulating pesticide usage, and restoring ecological farming. This can be done by protecting bees' natural habitats and preserving them from agricultural development. We can also ban pesticides lethal to bees, which is something that has been done in foreign countries. And in addition to policies implemented by foreign countries, they have banned genetically modified foods. Some countries even went to the extent of scorching fields contaminated with genetically modified organisms. In conclusion, we must encourage organic farming, protect fields of wildflowers, and say no to pesticide usage to ensure the rejuvenation of bee populations in order to solidify our food sustainability. Thank you.